Hey guys, Goldbacker00 here, and man, do I have a cool one for you today. So some of you might know the Economic Ninja on YouTube. He's a pretty popular guy. So about 6 hours ago, it's about midnight, 12:30 at night right now, he uploaded this video called Beware of the Gold ATM Machines, the costs add up. And man, I could just tell already that he was not going to be thinking too positively about it. And I just want to say before we get into it, this is absolutely nothing against him. Like, I'm not trying to throw any shade at him at all. I'm not trying to say anything negative about him. I respect him. I think he's a very intelligent guy. I think he's smart. I just happen to think that he's also misinformed about this subject, and he may be rushing to some conclusions. I instantly pretty much knew that he was going to end up not thinking favorably of the Goldback. So I sent the video into the Goldback Discord and on the Goldback Reddit, and I was like, hey, this pretty big YouTube personality with a decent following uploaded this video on Goldbacks. You guys might want to check it out. Maybe we could talk to some people in the comments, try and educate some folks on what's going on and what the reality is with Goldbacks. I'm just going to go ahead and play the video for you, at least in part. I would recommend that you go and give credit to him and subscribe to him and watch his video and like it and comment, subscribe to him. Give him the credit he's due for his own content. I'm just going to give you my thoughts on some things that he said in there, some honest, candid responses, and why I think that some of the things that he said simply are not factual, and the reality may differ from his belief. One thing that I just noticed as well that I swear to you, I didn't plan this or anything like that. I searched up Economic Ninja, and I kind of assumed that his most recent video would be the one that I was looking for because it was fairly recent, and the one right below it is talking about Bitcoin. I look, just as a quick thought, I'm not against Bitcoin. I think it was a very good vehicle to uplift some people. You could buy it for very cheap back in the day. And for those who had the foresight to see that it was going to go upward, they were able to make some pretty decent gains. But I don't think it's ideal money. I think that there's problems with it. Some people still love it. And hey, more power to you. It's just not for me. I think that it's very pixie dust. It's not backed by anything real. It's not private. It's all electronic. An EMP comes, everything's gone out the window. I'm just not its biggest fan. The fact that it happens to be his next most recent video to me is just very funny in this context. But anyway, I'll stop rambling. Let's just go into it. I'm going to click on the video and we'll start watching it and I'll give you some responses. And like I said, I'm going to encourage you go watch his video. That way you can see it in its entirety and give him the view that he deserves for making the content to begin with.
Hello everybody, Economic Ninja here. I want to give you a warning about a gold ATM.
He's going to give you a warning.
It's a form of currency, and it looks like this, the stuff that it's spitting out. They're called goldbacks. And there's a story out of Yahoo Finance, and they're talking about the expansion, and it's starting to hit the media, so I want to give you this warning. In the ATM industry today announced, this sounds like an ad, announced the installation of 11 operational gold ATMs in Nevada following the company's official launch at UPMA 2024 in February.
One thing that I want to mention, just to be crystal clear, I have no idea if anyone paid for this to be an ad, this news story that he's reading. I'm not even sure if he cited it in the comments. No, if you just want to sign up for free crypto and Bitcoin. But Goldback has said publicly that, look, the demand's already crazy, and if anything, they're kind of struggling to keep up with the demand in terms of manufacturing. They haven't really done a lot of advertising. So I would be very surprised to learn that they were paying for any of this. Second thing about that is Gold ATM, these people right here, these are different than the guys who run Goldback. Goldback Inc. produces the Goldback, the product, the money product. Gold ATM is run by the people who came out with those Bitcoin ATMs and have Bitcoin ATMs all over the place. They're working with Goldback Inc., but they are a separate organization. They could have made that advertisement if that was an advertisement what he's reading. I'm still not even convinced that it is. But I just wanted to say that so that's out there. They're different companies. Valorum manufactures the Goldback for Goldback Inc. And Gold ATM retails that product through their Gold ATMs. So they are a separate company entirely.
The ATMs now dispense tens of thousands of dollars in Goldback bills, and the company intends to continue its rapid expansion through the remainder of 2024.
Yeah, it goes to show that the demand is there, right? I mean, clearly these things are just starting to come up. There's what, like a dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen of them that exist right now. I remember they just came out like a month or two ago, I think, and there was only like 4 or 5 to begin with. There can't be that many yet, but already you're seeing this crazy demand for them. So apparently the masses believe in them, at least the ones that have heard about it so far, because like I said, we're not advertising just yet.
They've got some gold put into them. And when you consider that you paid $20 for one and the amount of gold, I don't remember off the top of my head, it's astronomical.
One thing here, you don't pay $20 for one gold back. The gold back average exchange rate has been going up. As a matter of fact, I think it's at an all-time high right now, but that's still a far cry away from $20 for one. I think the reason he thinks that one gold back is $20 is because the article he's reading or the ad or whatever it is, I'm still not sure what it is, says that for as little as $20. That's simply because I believe, I'm not positive, but I believe there's a minimum you have to purchase in order to perform a transaction with these gold ATMs. It's not that one gold back is $20.
1 ounce of gold, it's some astronomical figure that it would take you to buy 20 ounces of gold.
It's not some astronomical number. One gold back is 1/1000th, and that's the smallest denomination. The largest denomination is a 50 gold back, which is not that much larger than a 1. Is only half the size of a 1/10 ounce coin. 10th ounce coins are actually fairly common for stackers to collect. They're not like some really tiny amount of gold. They are kind of puny, but they're not like I'm going to lose it on the floor if I drop it small, especially not if you keep them in some capsule, and certainly not if you have the amount of gold spread out on like a bill.
Going to want to transfer to each other. Well, it is picking up in usage. I think Bitcoin's way better.
And another thing is, he's talking about, well, the idea is that you can transact with look, that you already can. You already can do it. There are whole communities who only use gold backs now. There are people who live today in today's world who no longer use cash and only use gold backs for day-to-day transactions. And I'm not just talking about people who live in cults. I'm talking about real people who live in real towns and real cities. This is not some pipe dream that maybe in 50 years we'll be able to, our grandkids will be able to do this. This is happening today already.
Go online and you go buy a pure ounce of gold and you will have just saved yourself so much money, it's insane.
So what exactly am I going to do with that 1 ounce gold coin when SHTF or the zombies come, the cabal take over, the deep state, the mark of the beast? I no longer can purchase goods and services, but I've got this 1 ounce gold coin, right? What am I going to do? Go to the barber and purchase a haircut with 1 ounce of gold? Or am I going to do the next likely thing and probably shave off a bit of it, destroy the numismatic value of the coin, and now I'm paying in gold slivers where the guy has to trust me that it's actually gold. He has to worry about storing it. We have to both worry about the weight being correct, the purity being correct. It's just not feasible. And that's exactly what you see happen in places like Argentina, where currency devaluation is just rampant. The lucky ones are the ones who had the large coins, but now they can't buy small purchases. They can only buy $2,000 worth of goods and services. But if they had a gold back, they could purchase a smaller amount. You wouldn't have to worry about it being fake or it being impure or losing it because it's so tiny that wind could pick it up and fly it away, or losing the premium that you paid in the beginning because you've destroyed the numismatic value of the coin by shaving bits off. That's the part he's failing to consider, in my opinion. Yes, the melt value of a gold back is probably about 80%. But that is not as important as you're led to believe by legacy stackers. Legacy stackers believe that you have to get as close to 0% premium as possible because they're used to using a product where the premium is lost on the back end when you sell it back for cash. The idea of a gold back is that you're not selling it back for cash. You're spending it directly for goods and services. And that premium, the utility value, is part of what is used in the transaction. If a gold back is worth $5, which is getting pretty close to today, I can get it for $5 and then turn around and spend it for $5 of goods and services. I've not lost my premium. It's been retained. And the person who performed the transaction with me also has not lost. they also have $5 worth of value because now they have the gold back. It's not a premium, it's a utility value. This notion that you have to get as close to 0% premium as possible is a valid strategy if you are trying to speculate on the price of gold and silver and other precious metals. It is not a valid strategy if you're talking about a money product, which a gold back is. That's why the melt value of a $100 US dollar bill is nearly infinite, yet it still has value.
And on top of that, you don't have to try and convince the other person you're selling that gold back $20 bill to that it's worth something. Like,
Yes, actually you do. Because, like I said, it could be fake. You have to prove that it's real gold. The market is absolutely saturated with counterfeit bullion products today, especially coins. There are so many of them out there. I don't even buy bullion from eBay anymore. I have to pay the extra fees to buy it from APMEX and stuff like that, because otherwise I just don't trust that it's going to be a real product. I don't want to risk losing $2,000 by buying a piece of tungsten that's painted gold. And they can make some pretty convincing fakes. That's only going to be more common if people start relying on them. But you can't fake a gold back. So you don't have to convince the other person that it's legitimate if it's a gold back. But you do if it's a legacy coin.
well, it's got some gold in it. Well, here's the first question. I go, how much gold? What's the gold worth in it?
It's printed right on it.
Well, it's much better for you to go and buy an ounce of gold. And don't go and buy, if you can't afford an ounce of gold, I'm not joking. Don't buy one of those 10th ounce or 20 ounce pieces, because similar to gold back, you end up paying exorbitant rates per ounce, for the metal, because it comes in smaller denominations.
See, up until we mentioned that part, I was tracking. I was completely agreeing with it. It is a lot better to just get a 1 ounce coin. But once again, there's no problem with buying fractional gold or fractional other precious metals like silver, copper, if you're going to be using them for transaction. If you're taking into account the spread of the product, what you can buy it for versus what you can spend it for. The gold coins, even the fractional ones like the 1/10 ounce ones, are excellent if you're going to be speculating on the gold price. If you believe it's going to rise to a sufficient level to where you're going to make gains even with your losses on the premium. And some people can't afford to get a $2,000 coin. They just can't. But they might be able to afford a $5 gold back, even if their ultimate goal is to buy a gold bar. They could purchase gold back $5 at a time, stack those, and then when they have $2,000 worth of them, liquidate them, spend them to buy a gold coin. So it's still a way to expose yourself to the gold price as you buy in incredibly small amounts, if that's truly your goal. I see no issue with that strategy, and I'm not really sure why he does, other than this premium always bad philosophy.
Right now, silver is the one that's down and out. It's not being focused on. Gold's getting its rally, and I'm excited to move here, hopefully this summer, from one asset class into silver.
I agree with that. If you really want to put some money into precious metals and you can't do gold at $2,000 an ounce, but you're perfectly okay with going to silver, silver might be a good option. There's potential there. But again, you're speculating on the spot price. You're comparing apples to oranges because you're comparing a product that is useful to speculate on the price of a commodity versus a product that is intended to be used as money. I feel like I've gone over that ad nauseum, so I'm just going to move on.
Because when you look at the intrinsic value, the actual value, what's the worth of it, the metal in it, you're losing money. And you're just going to store those things in a safe or in a hidden space at home, these gold backs, and you're going to have to convince someone else that they're worth something.
To me, I'm totally convinced that the purpose of the gold back is just lost on him. And I don't think that he's doing it out of spite. I just think that he's misinformed or hasn't educated himself on the subject. He doesn't understand that this is meant to be a money product, not an investment vehicle for speculating on a commodities price. And that's how he's treating it. Like it's meant to be a product that you purchase little bit by little bit so that you can just buy a small fraction of gold and then make gains on the spot price. That's not the intention of a gold back. I think you're going to have a lot harder of a time convincing someone that that gold coin is valuable because of the counterfeits. But there's never been a counterfeit gold back. Never. Not one. By the way, if you ever come across a counterfeit gold back, I'll buy it off you. Just saying. I think it would be kind of cool to have the first one. You know what I mean? Add it to the collection. Allow me to extend an olive branch here. Everything he's saying is true in the context of I am trying to make gains by speculating on the spot price of the commodity. You definitely want to get the most bang for your buck. In that case, you may want to consider gold shot or large gold bars or even the 1 ounce coins that he's mentioning. The premiums are still fairly reasonable with that. But as I have mentioned several times, you're not going to be able to go and spend those for goods and services directly. You're going to have to liquidate them into cash, which is what we're trying to avoid. We don't want to use cash. We want to use gold directly as the money product. Like I said, I think the Economic Ninja is a smart guy. I just think he's misinformed. And I'm kind of disappointed that he jumped to this stance on the subject, clearly without doing his homework. But that's not where the story ends, really, because if you look down in the comments, I was shocked to find that there's a whole lot of people who are actually supporting the gold back and gave resistance to this video. I was expecting to look down here and just see a bunch of people, yeah, who likes the gold back? Not me. But a lot of people, the tide is starting to turn. A lot of people are starting to see the value in these things. The first guy, I think this one's kind of funny. The first one is Thumbs Down by Caveman 9897. And it was actually pinned by Economic Ninja. He's got a good sense of humor. And he said, you don't have to be butthurt because you bought a bunch. I just said, look, I just think the subject deserves more research on your end before you decide to be so publicly against it. AKA James, he said, agreed. He thinks one costs $20. That's how you know he doesn't do research. And then someone else says, and he deletes comments explaining how goldbacks actually work. I'm just going to give a quick disclaimer. I have no idea if he's actually deleting comments, but I personally have commented on this video probably about 20 times just talking to different people, and about 8 of them have disappeared. I don't know if it's him. I think it's kind of impossible to tell, but it is a little suspicious and very annoying. Because we're all just trying to have discussions here that are for the betterment of all of us, not just for one perspective. This guy says, goldbacks are another option to fight the Fed. I do mechanic work on the side. If someone wants to pay me in goldbacks, I'll happily take them. They are real gold. 1970 Stang apparently is part of the 50% of small business owners who do take goldbacks as payment, regardless of their location, or if they're on the featured businesses list on goldback.com. This is a totally unsolicited comment that proves people will take these as payment for legitimate goods and services. This guy's not running a hot dog stand on a boardwalk. He's doing mechanic work. This is one of the cooler ones in my opinion too. The satisfaction my girlfriend had when she was able to buy gold, she danced up and down when she bought her first gold back, was well worth it. That's the joy that we're bringing to people. For $5, you can own gold for the first time in your life. I know people whose entire family has never owned gold, and they were able to own gold for the first time in their life. Changed their life. It changes your perspective to hold one of these things. It encourages you to save and to put your wealth into real money, not just worthless paper. You go to work the next day not feeling so bummed out. I'm going to go buy some more gold back. Or I'm going to go buy some more gold bullion. It changes your perspective, and it really can be life-changing. I know it was for me. I couldn't save a dime prior to goldbacks. But now I put some in every single paycheck I get. The fact that someone could do that for $5 now is just, it's game-changing. There's just so many comments here, I can't go over every single one. I just can't do it. There's just so many of them. But the fact that some comments are disappearing is really suspicious, and there's a lot of people in here who are very positive on the subject. I can't help but notice that a lot of my comments are actually missing. Sorry, Ninja, you completely lost me on this one. Every denomination of goldbacks has the weight of gold in each bill. They are pure gold with ink sprayed onto the foil. If you put it in a pan and heat it, the ink burns away and you're left with pure gold. Yes, they are higher costs when you consider the fee, but I'd rather keep my bars and rounds for significant purchases after the SHTF and use my goldbacks for everyday bartering. And your comment about silver instead. Experts are saying silver could easily reach $1,000 an ounce. All my silver is 1 ounce rounds and bars. Do I really want to pay for a pig and 2 hens with the $1,000 silver round? I'd rather pay with $200 in goldbacks. This is a funny one too. All the people who say goldbacks is nothing, give me your 1 ounce gold bar or silver and I will give you a bag of groceries and a 24 pack of toilet paper. Keep mocking, you'll be crying soon. His point's valid because that's ultimately what's going to end up happening to some people. If it ever got to that point, they're going to end up having to sell at a great loss just to survive. And the guy on the other end of that transaction is going to make out like a bandit. Because you're going to end up giving this guy a bag of groceries and a 24 pack of toilet paper and receiving a 1 ounce gold coin because they're not going to have exact change. So it's all or nothing. You're either going to starve and have nothing to, well, use for personal hygiene, or you're going to bite the loss, which is probably what's going to happen. Jacob Channel says, I have a gold note. It only takes 20 notes to equal an ounce. He must mean the 20 of the 50 notes, because a 50 note is 1/20th of an ounce. Economic Ninja actually responds to this one and says, so you have to spend $4,800 in goldbacks to equal 1 ounce of gold that you can buy for $2,300 today. How is that a good investment? Because you're only considering the melt value. You're not considering what you're going to be able to get for it on the back end. You have to sell your 1 ounce gold coin. We don't. You're wrong this time. Daryl says money is getting backed by gold again. The gold standard is coming back. This person, whose username seems suspiciously like a bot, says, but isn't it fractional gold? My man Daniel BBQ says, yes it is, and more useful than silver. I've done over 117 transactions in 12 months. And then he lays out the denomination sizes. Daniel says, I've carried silver most of my adult life. I still do. No takers. Have had 2 people give me silver for goldbacks, though. Moved hundreds of goldbacks myself. Daniel is really good because he documents every use case he can find, including his own. I can't remember the number, but he's documented dozens of states where goldbacks have been spent. And at this point, there's only been 5 actually sanctioned states where goldbacks have released a series. Wow, I didn't see this one yet. I just liked it. But Hot Rod 639 says, looks like you pissed in your flat hat this time. Gold is still gold. Yes, it's not cheap. The less you buy, the more it costs. Better some than none. The fact of the matter is, a lot of people can't afford to have the whole ounce. A bit of gold for the price of a pack of cigarettes. Nice. I might quit smoking. Hey, there's another benefit of goldbacks right there. This one makes absolutely no sense to me. Gold is humans' money. Bitcoin is God's money. And then you got, these are the comments I was expecting from the beginning. Goldbacks are such a ripoff. Junk, junk, junk. Ripoff. Half value. It's like a gold-filled ring. Ain't worth hardly anything. This is legitimately the new fool's gold. Weight doesn't add up to the price. I was expecting those comments, but honestly, there's a lot fewer of them than I expected, and the overwhelming majority of these comments have been positive. So that's the beginning part of this. I saw this video, sent it to my people on Reddit and on the Goldback Discord. By the way, you can join both. Check out my Linktree link to find out how to get to them. But the real cool part is when I got a notification that this video popped up. You'll have to forgive me, ma'am, because I am so terrible with names. I'm going to mispronounce. I promise I don't mean it. But Miss Aisha Page, or Isha, uploaded this video. Hey, Economic Ninja, I just bought some goldbacks all in capitals. Now let's watch her video. Once again, I'll leave a link to her video. Please go subscribe to her and like her video and give her the credit she deserves for actually uploading this video.
Okay, hey everybody, it's me, Aisha, your girl. Okay, where am I? I am in a location that has this special ATM.
Look at that.
First of all, I want to say
Gold ATM.
this is for Economic Ninja. So he's a gentleman on YouTube that
At this point, these gold ATMs have not been around very long. I think it's only been like 2-3 months. And there's only a few dozen of them out. So if you're watching this in the future, they may be on every corner. I don't know. But right now, these are very, very much in their infancy. They're brand new. They don't even take credit cards or anything. You have to put fiat cash into them. And it doesn't work the other way. Like, I think that eventually they're going to make it so that you can put goldbacks in it and get fiat if you really have to go and liquidate them and go the other way. But that doesn't work at the moment. So the fact that she's going to one of these is actually really cool. It's one of the first documented cases of these being used. The actual first one that I have seen where it was documented one being used, I've uploaded onto my channel. But this is still one of the very first ones. And the fact that she's doing it in response to Economic Ninja is just hysterical to me.
Video today. And I watched it, and I was driving around town, and if you don't know, I live here in Vegas. So with that being said, he was talking a little bit about these ATMs, and if you know, you know, goldbacks. So what I'm doing here today is there are 11 locations here in Vegas right now.
I love that she's just filming this in the middle of the store, by the way, like unannounced. She just came in with the camera to film it. I wish I had that level of confidence.
For the simple fact, when he was talking about the video, some know what these are, a lot of people do not. I know exactly what they are, and I've known years what they are. And he said a few things in the video. No shade, Mr. Economic Ninja, to what you said, but I love to do my own research. And since
Good on
when
you.
you said Vegas or you said Nevada, I said, well, I'm here. It took me less than 20 minutes to drive here from across town where I live. And
Sweet.
I said, you know what, I want to check it out. I have bought these in the past, I will say. And if you don't know, go ahead, for people that are watching, do your research on it.
Very smart
what it
advice.
is, it's Mr. Ninja, Economic Ninja, when he was on his channel and was just doing a brief video giving his thoughts on it. I want to give my thoughts on it. He did say $20 and you get, it kind of made it seem like you get one, but I'm not saying that's what he said, but watch the video yourself.
See, that was the implication I was getting. If he meant it that way, I have no idea. But it definitely seemed like he was saying one goldback was $20. And I'm really not trying to hold his feet to the fire on that. I'm really not. Because he even said that he's not sure. But it definitely seemed like that's what he thought. That one was $20 or something like that. And the premium was like 2,000%. So I'm happy to hear that's what she felt like he was saying as well. I'm not just going crazy. I am crazy, but that's not the whole thing.
What I did is when I came, there was another gentleman here already, and he was trying to get some gold back.
See, a totally unrelated guy was already there using it in the middle of some random convenience store when she just randomly decided to go there. You don't have to advertise these things. They're desirable money already to those who treat them as money and see the potential in that. So she continues on and actually uses the ATM. I'm just going to skip that part because I already have a video on it.
So with that, finish deposit. So am I done? Yes. I'm going to stop right there and press yes. And then right here, it's just like a regular ATM. I would say like just like a Bitcoin machine, but we know Bitcoin wasn't.
Oh, it's so satisfying to see.
And I'm going to show you.
Yeah, good luck getting physical Bitcoins out of an ATM.
Right now. So they come in denominations of 1, 5, 10, and 25.
There is also the 50, but the gold ATMs don't dispense those ones. Probably, if I had to guess, it's because the 50 gold back is unique in that it's the only denomination that also is taller, but it's also wider. So it probably would cause complications with the machine.
And as you can see, this is the first time. Here, let's come over here. I'm in the store. I was able to get 1 gold back, 2, 3, and I was able to get a 5. So it kind of does the calculations for you.
Exactly.
Now, there we go. There's the 5 and the 1. Now, here's the thing. Some people get it, some people don't. This is my opinion. And like I said, no shade to Mr. Economic Ninja. I think personally with these, I think they do have a place. And what I mean by that is it's a bartering tool. Somebody in the comments left a comment and they were breaking it down how it's more like not you want to cash this in. It's more like a bartering tool.
I don't know if she read one of my comments or someone else's comment, but I'm just saying it goes to show the argument that these are a money product is a convincing one to those who actually give it consideration. People just positing that idea in the comment section of his video that was meant to be negative, that was meant to shine goldbacks in a negative light, convinced her to drive across town and pick some up. They talk about how you can't stop an idea whose time has come. Tell me this is not compelling evidence that this idea has come.
So in other words, if you're on about and shit hits the fan, you could use one of these to go buy. I'm in a store right now.
That gold looks so beautiful.
For example, here's a great example. You want top ramen. You don't have any money. The ATMs have stopped. You can't get your Bitcoin
I love ramen.
out, or you can't get your cash out because there's no more cash, or maybe cash is worthless. I'm just saying.
My doctor doesn't love that I love ramen, and neither does my sodium, but I love me some ramen.
Then you have these. Everybody accepts gold. I don't care where you are in the world. Internationally, everybody accepts gold and silver.
Exactly. If you can convince them your gold is real, they'll probably accept it. Unless you've gotten in a small denomination, good luck transacting with it.
One of my favorite channels that I like to watch is Mr. Economic Ninja. And when he said this, I said, but hey, I live in Vegas. Why not do... Actually, I wasn't going to do the video until I watched the video got the first round that I came and got with this other gentleman that was here trying to get the money out. And then I went back to the comments, and then there was just so many comments. Usually I just kind of watch and stay quiet, but with this one I just wanted to make like a little video just to follow up what he said. This is exactly how it works.
You know that old saying, talk is cheap, the proof is in the pudding? There was a whole lot of talking going on in that video, and there's a whole lot of talking going on in that comment section. But nothing is going to be more convincing than her actually going to that ATM, putting in some cash, getting some gold backs in her hand, holding them, looking at them, and experiencing that for herself. Now, Miss Page, the only thing that's left for you to do is go spend them. I would challenge you to go and spend them somewhere. With your confidence level, that should be no problem. But these gold backs prove themselves, is my point. Mr. Economic Ninja may not believe in these things, and some of the people in that comment section may not, but they probably would feel different if they were starving and all their money was in crypto and the power was out, when they could have just had fractional spendable gold.
And I noticed most of them are in convenience stores, which I found very interesting. That's probably a whole nother video.
Part of that's probably because they're trying to probe how the general public reacts to these things. And by putting them in convenience stores where you have a lot of foot traffic, they probably get to have more exposure to the common person who maybe has never heard of goldbacks and see what their reaction is to it. Do these people enjoy that product? Will they check it out? Will they try it? Will they come back? Will they spend them? So far, I'm not an insider person with Gold ATM or anything like that, but if they're expanding the way that they are, it would lead me to believe that the data that they've gotten has been encouraging. And Miss Page has mentioned that she has had goldbacks in the past, I believe. But the Gold ATM was new, and just the experience of it is exciting.
But yeah, this is the ATM. It works just like an ATM. You put money in. Well, you can put money in. No, excuse me. You can put currency in. And
there you go.
Money out. If you get it, you get it.
I like that distinction. Very, very good. Very good. I already said it, but once again, please go to this video. I'm going to leave a link to it in the description. Please consider giving her a subscription, liking, and commenting on her video just to support her. She was the original uploader of this video, and I want to give credit. And the same goes to Economic Ninja. Please go to him, subscribe to him, like his video, comment on it. Give him the credit that he deserves for actually uploading the video. He's not our enemy or anything like that. I just simply think that he may be a little misinformed on the subject. And we're all ignorant on a subject until we get educated. Whether we educate ourselves or someone extends a hand and says, hey man, you might want to look into this. There's absolutely no shame in that. I've watched Economic Ninja for years. He was one of the channels that got me into precious metals to begin with. I just hope he can bring himself to reevaluate this and give it the honest, fair chance that it deserves. Because clearly a lot of people feel differently and believe that this is a legitimate thing. So that's it. That's my response to this whole situation between Economic Ninja, the entire tornado that occurred in the comments section, and then Miss Page's response that I am now making a response to a response on. I upload videos on this subject and related subjects, so please consider subscribing if interested. If you have any subjects you'd like me to make a video on, I'm always open to suggestions. If you are interested in signing up for the UPMA, which is free, easy, does not attach to your social security number, or even require any payment methods to get started, please check out my video titled How to Sign Up for the UPMA. The UPMA offers free vaulting for goldbacks. If you are not aware of what the UPMA is and want to learn more, check out my video titled What is the UPMA for more information. I will leave links to both videos in the video description. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Leave a comment, message me, or reach out directly to my contact information on my Linktree.